All right. Today's lesson is about financial maths, grade 10 financial maths, and we're going to be dealing with a past exam paper that was written in KZN November 2025. And in today's lesson, we're going to focus on what? How to calculate simple and compound interest. Number 2, exchange rates. Number 3, how to calculate fixed monthly payments. Those are the questions which were contained in this past exam paper. So let's start. So we are given a scenario in question 4. They said Amanda is planning a trip to England in 2 years. She considers two different ways to save her money. Option 1, she invests 8,000 rands at 6% per annum, simple interest. Very, very important. We've been told that this is simple interest for 2 years. Option 2, she invests 8,000 at 5.5% per annum, compound interest for 2 years. So here it's compound interest at top, it's simple interest, and the percentage is different. At the top it's a bigger percentage, which is 6%. At the bottom it's 5.5. So let's go to the question. Calculate the total amount Amanda will have after 2 years if she chooses the second option, and our second option was the compound interest. So let's begin. Now when we want to calculate for the compound interest, we need to know the formula. So when you want the formula for compound interest is A is equals to P open bracket 1 plus I close bracket to the power N. Now, what is it that we need to understand about this formula? This A means it's our future value, the amount which we are going to have in the future. So A is equals to the future value. P is the principal, the amount which has been initially invested, or the amount which has initially been saved in this particular scenario. Then letter I stands for the interest rate. And then last but not least, letter N, it stands for the period or time. Period or time. So in this particular case, we want to know that after 2 years, how much amount Amanda would have saved. So we say A is equals to, our principal, we're told that it's 8,000 rands. And then we say 1 plus the interest rate for the second option is 5.5%. So I say plus 5% close bracket to the power, it's 2 years, the period. N is 2 years. So now I go to my calculator. I start off by what? By finding out this particular answer for what is inside the brackets. We say A is equals to 8,000 multiplied by. Then on our calculator, we now say open bracket 1 plus 5%. And then from the 5%, we close the bracket. We say to the power what? To the power 2. And then it gives us 441 over 400, or 1,1025. Now we multiply 8,000 by this amount which we found out. So we say therefore A is equals to, so we say multiplied by 8,000 to 3, and which is equal to 8,820. 8,820. And just like that, we are done. All right. 4.2, now the question was, which option gives Amanda a better return after 2 years? Show calculations to support your answer. So already we know that option 1 gives us what? Will give Amanda 8,820. So in order for us to answer and talk about the better option, we need to first find out what about option 1. When we calculate the simple interest, will it give us a figure which is bigger than 8,820 or lower than 8,820? Once we have found this figure, then we will know amongst the two or between the two which one is better. So now we are going to calculate. So the simple interest formula now says what? A is equals to P open bracket 1 plus IN. We already know what it represents. What we said here, the P is principal, the I is interest rate, and N is the period. it's still the same thing, and the future value A is the future value. So now we say A is equal to, our principal is still 8,000 rands, 1 plus, what has changed now is the interest rate. So here on the simple interest they said 6%. So 6% multiplied by, then it's still the period of what, 2 years. Now that we have done this, we go to our calculator and we now say that 1, open bracket, 1 plus 6%, so shift, and then we get the percentage multiplied by 2 years, close bracket, which is equal to, we get 28 over 25. When we press it gives us 1,12. So we are saying that, in other words, A is equals to 8,000 multiplied by 1,12, close bracket. Now we're going to multiply these two, 1,12, so we say answer multiplied by 8,000, and we get 8,960. So we say A, therefore A is equals to 8,960. Now we compare the two. We found 8,960 under simple interest, and we found 8,820 on the previous question. So which means option 1 is the better option. So 8,960, I say that option 1 is the better option. Option 1 is the better option. And then from there I say full stop. So they wanted me to talk about the calculations. I've shown them the calculations and they wanted me to choose. So hence I wrote this statement. And we are done. This was question 4.2 and this is 4.1. So now we go to question 4.3. And on question 4.3, question 4.3 wants us to do what? It says if the exchange rate is £1 is equals to 22 rand 50, how many British pounds will she have after 2 years if she chooses the better option? So we have already chosen that option 1 is the better option, but now we want to know the 8,960 rands. If you are in England, how many pounds would you have? That's what we need to do, exchange rate. So let's go to the side and calculate. So now we said that we have got 8,960 over 1 multiplied by 1 over 22 rand 50, which is equal to, and remember our answer is not in rands, it's in British pounds. So I go to the calculator, already I've got 8,960. So 8,960 multiplied by 1, it gives me 8,960. 8,960 divided by 22.5, it gives me 398. So we've got 398 pounds point 22, which is 398 pounds 22 cents. 398 pounds 22 cents. And this is how you do the calculation. Then we go to the last question, which is question 4.4. Now let's see what question 4.4 wanted. Let's see what question 4.4 wanted. It says, suppose instead she wants to use option 1. So she wants to use this option of 8,960, but save monthly, right? So instead of giving the 8,000 rands all at once, no, that's not what's happening. The money is going to be contributed on a monthly basis. If the bank agrees to let her save a fixed amount every month for 2 years, and she wants a total of 9,000 rands, calculate the fixed monthly payments. So in this particular scenario, this 9,000 rands, we've been told that in the future she wants, after 2 years, she wants to have what? 9,000 rands, right? And what do we know? We know that on the first option, the percentage is what? 6%. And we know that the time is still 2 years, right? So what we do not know is how much is she going to be paying on a monthly basis, since she has made an agreement with the bank that she won't what? She won't pay all at once the principal. So now our formula is still here. A is equals to P, open bracket 1 plus I, close bracket to the power n. Why am I rewriting the formula? So that you may see A is the future value. In this scenario, we've been told that it's 9,000 rands, the future value. Principal is what we do not know. 1 plus our interest is 6%, and we still know that the period is 2 years. So in such a scenario, what do I know? I know that these two, they are multiplying, and the opposite of multiplication is what? Division. So I'm allowed to come and say that because I'm looking for P, I'm allowed to come and say divided by open bracket 1 plus 6%, close bracket to the power 2, and I go on the other side, I say open bracket 1 plus 6%, close bracket to the power 2. So these two, they cancel out, right? So in other words, I now say that I've got P, which is equals to 9,000 all over open bracket 1 plus 6%, close bracket to the power 2. I go to my calculator, I now enter this, and I say that I've got 9,000, and then it's divided by open bracket 1 plus 6 what? 6%, close bracket here to the power 2, which is equal to 8,000. Did I make a mistake? 1 plus yes to the power 2, 8,000. Oh yes, I made a mistake. I now know why I made a mistake. I used the wrong formula. So if you use the wrong formula, everything is going to be incorrect. Why? Check the formula I used here. I used compound interest, but option 1 was what? Simple interest. Simple interest. So sorry for that. Let me fix. Now, this thing can also happen in an examination whereby you realize that you have used a wrong formula. What do? Do not panic. What do? You simply rewrite and then you fix your mistake, right? Panicking doesn't help you with anything. So the future value is still 9,000. We do not know the principal. 1 plus the interest rate is still 6% and multiplied by 2 years inside the bracket. Now, we still say divided by this figure, which is open bracket 1 plus 6% multiplied by 2, and I do the same thing on the left-hand side where I say 1 plus 6% multiplied by 2, and then this divided by that, it gives us 1. So now we've got P, which is equals to 9,000 all over. So we say therefore P is equals to 9,000 open bracket 1 plus 6% multiplied by 2. So I can conclude that therefore the principal is equals to what? Now we say 9,000 divided by 1 over what? 1 plus 6% multiplied by 2 is equal to, and then the figure we get is now 8,035. So here we've got 8,000 rands and 8,035 rands, and then we are given 714. Then I put ellipsis because they are continuing these decimals. Now this is not my final answer. This is the total principal that Amanda would have saved in a period of 2 years. But remember, she had an agreement with the bank that she is not going to pay the 8,035 at once. She is going to be making periodic payments, which are monthly payments. So in 2 years, he has got how many months? 2 years has got 24 months because a year has got 12 months. So Amanda is going to make her payments in what? In 24 months. So this figure of 8,035, which I found here, I now take it, I now say 8,035, 714 ellipsis, I divide it by 24, which is equal to. So I go to my calculator, still have got the figure. I say divided by 24, and then it provides me with 334. So 334 rands, comma, then 82. So the third decimal number was 1, which is below 4, so it doesn't change this second decimal number. So it becomes 334 rands 334.82. So 334.82 cents. That is our final answer. That is how much Amanda, the amount of payments that she will make on a monthly basis as a principal, right? So if you found this lesson to be very helpful, please do consider subscribing. Also do consider commenting and making suggestions as to which video do you want. And then the next video, the next 3 videos, it's 3 different, three different papers about financial mathematics from other 3 different provinces. And those papers, they're going to be having different scenarios. So don't think that by watching one video, then you have mastered financial mathematics. Examiners, they always bring different scenarios. And you can only get accustomed to those different scenarios through watching or through practicing past exam papers. Till we meet again, cheers.